Hi, I'm Chris Long with Long's Northwest Hitch of Northwest Arkansas. I'm at the B&W manufacturing facility in Humboldt, Kansas, and today we're going to walk you through the assembly and the installation of the all-new Companion fifth wheel hitch. This hitch has been redesigned with many different product features that you're going to want to familiarize yourself before you do your next install of this new product. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that we're going to want to do is to install the plastic foot pads onto the bottom of the Companion base loosely. And you'll notice that the foot pads have been designed with a wide side and a narrow side. This is to allow for the difference in width between the truck bed corrugations. Simply take one of the foot pads and place it into the bed and figure out which fit is going to work best, the wide side down or the narrow side down. We want the pad to sit between the bed corrugations with little to no movement. Take your machine screw and place it from the bottom up through the foot pad into the base and leave these loose for final placement. There are two ways to tell whether or not your Companion base is properly oriented in the truck. The first and easiest is to just go by the labels. The Companion logo is always on the tailgate side of the base and the warning label is on the front of the base. You can also tell because the drawdown plate is always on the cab side of the base as well. There are two positions to put the post in the new Companion base. There's a forward position and also a rearward position. Now, in almost every case, you're going to use the post in the forward position. However, there's a rare exception, such as the 2013 Ram 3500, which happens to be the truck that we're installing this in today. Because of Dodge's placement of their OEM crossmember, the center of the turnover ball is a little closer to the center line of the axle than what we normally like. So today we're going to put this in the rear position for this truck. The holes in the plates on the side of the post are actually already pre-tapped, so we'll just hold this into position and just bolt it right up. All right, I've got the center post loosely installed to the Companion base. I've let the base down so that you can see the top. This hold-down bolt plate is installed from the factory in the more popular forward position. And since we put the center post in the rearward position for this truck, we're needing to spin this 180 degrees. So I'm going to pull this plate up and spin it 180 degrees into position for the rearmost hole. And it's a good idea to go ahead and put the drawdown bolt into the socket adjuster before putting the base in the truck so that your threads will reach the adjuster. All right, we have our assembled Companion base down in the truck, and we've taken the time to line the base up with the bed corrugations, and then we've tightened our machine screws to hold the foot pads to the bottom of the Companion base. After that's completed, then we re-engage the latch pin to hold the unit down in the truck, and then we take the time to torque the 8 bolts that hold the center post to the base to 80 foot-pounds. After that's accomplished, the last step of this portion of the installation is to torque our drawdown bolt to 60 foot-pounds. And then we engage our locking bracket over the drawdown bolt, and this is what prevents it from backing out. This makes for a good solid fit to the truck. These are the Companion arms that will be used to mount the fifth wheel head to the Companion base. And B&W has given us quite a few hole sets on the inner walls of the base to allow for 3 different horizontal adjustments and 3 different vertical adjustments. Now, deciding where to place these arms can be a very complicated process that's riddled with trial and error and all kinds of measurements that need to take place. It's a good idea to work with the end user to figure out what's going to be the best placement of these arms for that particular truck and trailer combination. All right, let's talk about some of the things to consider as it pertains to vertical adjustment in the side arms. The first thing is we want the trailer to pull level behind the truck. We've all been behind the trailers going down the road where the nose is up in the air and there's too much pressure on the rear axle of the trailer. So the vertical adjustment will obviously help the trailer pull level behind the truck. But probably more important than level is how much clearance we have between the trailer and the top of the bed rails. We want there to be adequate clearance between the bed and the trailer to allow for pitch and roll. So if the customer's backing their trailer up a steep driveway or an uneven terrain, or spotting the trailer in an area where there may be a dip, that sort of thing, we need to be able to allow for the clearances for those types of situations. Now let's talk about some of the aspects to consider as it pertains to horizontal adjustment. First of all, most people want to tow anywhere from directly over to slightly ahead of the axle. So placement of these arms will dictate where the center of the kingpin is on the fifth wheel in relation to the axle of the truck. Another more important aspect is probably the clearance between the cab of the truck and the nose of the trailer. On a long bed pickup truck, this is not going to be a problem, but on a short bed truck, it's a much different matter. Customers can get their trailer too close to the cab and knock the back glass out in tight quarters, in tight turning situations. So getting the measurement from the center of the kingpin to the outer edge of the trailer, the outer corner of the trailer, and utilizing those measurements to help get us a good forward to aft or horizontal measurement can go a long way in making sure that they have the proper clearance that they need without worrying about getting into the back of the truck. All right, now that we've determined the proper placement for the arms for this particular truck and trailer combination, I've already installed the driver's side arm and got it torqued to specs. Now I want to show you putting the passenger side one in. I'll take the time to put all 4 bolts in the side plate and then line it up with the holes that we've selected, slide it in. And now B&W has given us these wonderful little threaded plates to be our attachment, and you'll find that one side of the plate is flat. The other side of the plate has these little chamfered edges. You'll find that if you put the chamfered edges towards the bolt heads, it's going to help you get the bolt started in the plate a lot easier. Just put the bolt plate, the threaded plate in from the outside through the carrying handle and thread the bolts right into the threaded plate. And then we'll tighten these up and torque those to the torque spec of 80 foot-pounds. The last step of our installation is to put the fifth wheel head on top of the arms. Nothing's changed between the earlier companion coupler and this one, so the installation is going to be exactly what you're used to. Just lift the handles up, put the fifth wheel right on top of the cushions, install our pins and our cotter clips. And now we're ready to tow.